You know when you're playing a licensed kids game that it's going to be one of a few things. It's either a generic minigame collection, a generic beat-em-up, or a generic 2D platformer. I mean, it's got to be a law somewhere. Either that or games like that are fast and cheap to make, minimizing development costs and maximizing profits. Either or. So what do we have with this one? Well, if you guessed 2D platformer, congratulations, you have eyeballs. Disney Frozen Olaf's Quest continues in the grand tradition of Fester's Quest by being a pretty mediocre video game. But to be honest, it deserves credit too, because as generic as it may be in terms of its design, it's actually pretty well made, which is more than you can say for a lot of movie tie-ins. So you play as Olaf, who is a snowman. I'm assuming he's from the movie, though I've never seen it, full disclosure. Also, it's not a Pixar film, so my inner fanboy won't allow it. Anyway, you move Olaf from one end of the level to the other, and along the way you can also collect two different things, one of which there are many of, and vary from level to level, and also, there are 3 flowers hidden in each level. Although, hidden is sort of a generous way to describe it. So obviously, there's really not much to Olaf's Quest. The gameplay is pretty simple, there's not much variation, you move and you jump, you can't even run. Later on, you can pretend you're in Labyrinth and toss your head around. No Jennifer Connelly or David Bowie though, huge drawback. Well, that and the fact that it's super boring to play. Again, it's probably only boring if you're a jaded 30-year-old who expects video games to, actually be good. But if you're a little kid who liked the movie, this is probably a much more entertaining experience. And like I said, it's actually well made. The design is just, completely generic, but the game controls well, Olaf is responsive, and the whole jump extending floaty thing, that works great too. And it also makes the tougher platforming parts a lot easier for kids. I also like the game's simplicity. It's almost laid out like a mobile game, really. Each level is just a really short platforming challenge. They literally take a few minutes at the most to finish. The challenge is in collecting as much of the stuff as you can. The 3 flowers and all that other stuff. And at the end, you get a score out of 3 stars based on how much you found. So I like that. It feels like those short levels will keep the kids' attention, and the promise of a 3-star score, which is already familiar to them thanks to a game like Angry Birds, will have them going back and replaying them, which they'll do since the levels are short. So obviously that's some pretty smart design for a kid's game. The actual game design is generic, but I guess the approach is good. And the game looks good too. It's really bright and colorful, and the backgrounds actually change pretty frequently to create the feeling of progress. There's also a pretty nice soundtrack too. But on the other hand, there's no dialogue or anything from the film, which might bum some kids out. Then again, who cares? They're kids. They don't like it, you give them time out. Take away their yogurt.
Now we're perfect. Hi, you look great.
Look, I'm not telling you this is some amazing kids game that's gonna break down walls or anything. It's still a generic licensed game that's only gonna appeal to very young gamers. But on that grading scale, it's actually a lot better than most of these games. It has some surprisingly decent graphics, and its gameplay is like platformer training wheels. So when they're ready for Mega Man, they'll have Olaf's Quest to thank. Actually, they'll have Dr. Light to thank, but the point stands. You know what? Just give your kids Mega Man. That is tough love.
Hands down, this is the best day of my life.